Hey Chad, hi, what's up? Welcome back to the Casuals. Joining us today is the founder of Goodland Pickle, Mumbai's one stop shop for pickleball. He's already runs a successful court, building and equipment providing operation in Brooklyn, and now it's time to expand to India. Goodland Pickle made an appearance on season 4 of Shark Tank, where they successfully landed a deal with one of the sharks. So, from Brooklyn to Bombay and from Shark Tank to the Casuals, please welcome to the show, Hemant Chavan.
Hey guys,
Let's go.
thanks for having me. I've been a long-term watcher of the show, and I like what you guys have been doing. So, thanks for having me.
Of course, man. So we're having you because you reached out to us. You had the biggest stage. You were on Shark Tank where millions and maybe billions of people watch on TV and streaming. Why did you decide to come on the casuals?
That's the appropriate step up. No,
Let's go.
no, I mean, we're building on the brand. We've been, we got on Shark Tank. We landed a deal, so it's been great so far. The inbound from that, but now I think we want to just go to the next level, and you have to kind of, go to the grassroots and meet where the people are.
We got
actually.
demoted to the grassroots.
But it's in a good way, right? Like.
We're doing all the hard work.
Yeah,
we're doing
we are
all the grunt work.
Yeah.
We have a pulse on what the people feel. So
Yeah, we are for the people.
exactly.
Yeah, you guys are the foundation of sports creation in India right now. So that's where.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, huge compliment.
So you were saying. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, it's. I mean, we want to open a space in South Bombay. So if anyone's listening, let us know.
And if anyone else wants to do any kind of business in South Bombay, this is where you start.
Yes.
Just letting
correct.
y'all know. This is the Shark Tank of South Bombay.
Shark Tank of South Bombay, of sports, of grassroots.
Yeah. So what do you want to get into first? Should I ask you a question about Pickle or Shark Tank?
We can. Let's do pickle and then.
Let's do Pickle first?
Yeah.
Good, we
Okay.
have that first. That's all. Anyway.
So I'm going to liken it to paddle because we play more paddle than pickle. I didn't know that paddle actually existed like 50 years ago. It was founded in Mexico and then it's kind of evolved into what it is today. Is pickleball the same? Has it been there forever, or is it something that was invented in the last like 5 years?
Well, it had a reinvention 4 years ago, but let's start off at the basics. So 50 years ago in Seattle, one of the islands out there in the northwest, so there were all these retirees. They couldn't play tennis anymore, so they just created. So the pickle court is the same size as a badminton court.
Mhm.
So they just like carved up some wooden paddles and a plastic, like a wiffle ball, and they started just playing because tennis has shown to show all racket sport helps with your cardiovascular health and longevity. So it started 50 years ago. It was one of those dormant sports. Nothing happened. No one knew. Apparently, in India, there was this guy who was in Canada, came back and started playing in 2008. Right? Like,
Oh.
yeah. So in India, it started in 2008.
The OG Swades.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, yeah. The guy went in, and that was his Swadesh story. He brought back. He didn't bring back any NASA technology, but he brought something more valuable, pickleball. But yeah, then so nothing happened from the 50s to 2020, right? And COVID happened, and we all know, what was that. But social distance, right? Like, so people were running, cycling. What else could you do? So pickleball is like one of those. So like rugby is like in the US is like an Ivy League sport played in like the Hamptons and stuff like that. So same way, this like pickleball was played by the elites, and then all of a sudden you wanted a social distance sport, right? So what better than pickleball? And the way I discovered it is, so I live in Brooklyn most of the year, and there's a park. It's just like a parking lot, right? Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. And people would basically bring nets. They would bring these portable nets on their, carry it in a bag, install it there, draw lines on chalk. This is 2022 New York City, right? Like, it's not like the Dark Ages or anything. People would draw chalk lines and would just play. And it was a huge parking lot, right? So there would be 40 nets going on and
Wow.
like like say a group of 4 or 6 all the time. So I would see like 100 200 people just going at it every summer for like 3 months at a time, and I was like, what is this weird sport? So that was my introduction to pickleball, and with everyone it takes like 2 3 years to wrap your brains around it, like if it's not mainstream. By the way, we made it mainstream. But yeah, that's the genesis of pickleball. So similar to paddle.
Wow, yeah, I didn't know it was like invented 50 years ago, and then actually an Indian had a huge part into bringing it back to India. But you said COVID had a big reason, and a lot of things happened during COVID. Like everyone was making that Dolce coffee and it banana bread, and kind of fell off after that. What is it about pickle that it's still sustaining and it's still going strong?
Yeah, so there's this rivalry, right? Like within racket sports, tennis is at the top of the pyramid, and people usually say like badminton, and now pickleball is like at the bottom, which is great in the sense that anyone can learn it in like 30 minutes, right? So in our clubs, beginners come in and you get in like 15 20 minutes, you're just like rallying, right? The sport is engineered. Americans are great at marketing, right? So that's what we
And they're lazy, which is a
yeah,
pickleball, right?
which is
Compared to tennis.
which is great because we're in the India's consumer era right
Right.
now, right?
Yeah.
So consumption is great. So when something like this, it doesn't take you 6 months of tennis coaching lessons to get hang of it, and then if you stop playing, you're like you're back to being crap. So with pickleball, like it's like you learn it once. It's like riding a bike; you never forget it, and you just keep on playing. Padel or paddle is like much more technical and like
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm struggling right now. It's been a year since we started this show, and I don't think I've improved one bit. We were just talking about it before.
Yeah, so like pickleball is easier to learn, very hard to master, right? So what you're seeing in India right now is like everyone can play it, and it's just and it's going to go through its cycle of maturity. People are going to get better. They'll get better at. People are buying 24,000 paddles, right? Same with pickleball paddles. Same with the Babolat paddles and
Yep.
stuff like that. So, and they get a dopamine hit, right? Like like I conquered the sport. I'm feeling good, and it's community based, right? That's the best thing about it. Like you're coming with a group of friends. And one thing I say, like, like it's the funny thing is, or like the joke is, oh, it's a 40-year-old or 50-year-old senior citizen sport. But you would rather want your dad to be like playing pickleball rather than just shouting at like RCB or Mumbai Indians. Or you can be 20 and still should be shouting, but you rather like Indian men health and cardiovascular health and everything. So I think that's a great thing, right? You're cheering yourself on a Saturday, Sunday instead of getting anxious at Manchester United.
So you're getting activity at that age, which is needed.
Yeah.
It's fun, and you're taking care of your body. So that's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the benefits at that age, at least.
Yeah, so that's the physical part. But
And
then,
social as well. You get
Yeah.
out of your house at the age of 50 and you can still play a decent game.
Exactly. Have you guys watched that the Blue Zone documentary where like there's like 4 tenets of getting living longevity?
They study like pockets of the earth where people have the longest life, and they study why it's happening, and there are these certain reasons in those different pockets, right?
Yeah. Well, so one of them is activity, good food, and third is community, right? So in America, there's a big mental health issue, right? Where people live
What's
in a
the mental health issue? They're too fat.
This might go there. I can't say anything. I'm a business there. Well, let's say like this, like we were talking about earlier before we record, like I went, like you guys live there. Like what did you think about like the campus towns, right? Or like not living in the city. You guys grew up in Bombay and you're used to.
Oh,
hustle
I
bustle.
loved it. Like
yeah.
my high school was also in a little isolated town, and
Okay.
so was college. Not too many people in the town, mostly student
Yeah.
population.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed the peace and the calm, but also there was community because you had to partake in the events that college and school organized.
We try to recreate that same environment almost every weekend. We kind of get out of town and play some sport or come up with new games every now and then. Just recently, we were at a friend's house and we played pool cricket. We took a ball that bounced weirdly on the pool, and one of us stood right outside, and we chucked it at the person, and we were trying to deal with that awkward bounce and play cricket. So we're constantly trying to like build on that community feeling and playing those different kind of sports.
We enjoy like the out of city. Like I love Mumbai as well. Lots to do, and a lot of people that we know. But we like to get out of town and have like a kind of American experience, because out there, like most of the people that I knew, let's say, didn't live in the city, right? They lived at their family homes. They had a backyard, so you could do all those kinds of activities.
Right.
So I really enjoy that as well.
Yeah, so that's the great side. Like when you live here, you want that, right? The grass is always greener.
Yeah.
Out there, like with teenagers especially, they're just in their suburbs. They don't, now you can't go and talk, like can't hang out with your neighbors or anything like that. So there's a big mental health crisis. Part of that, I think, is like suburban isolation and stuff like that. So again, getting back to a point, like. And when you live in places like New York City, it's a lot of just there's of course like locals. Same with Mumbai, right? Like there's a lot of new people coming in from different parts of the city, so they don't know anyone. Right? So like places like Brooklyn, New York City, Chicago, you're just like coming from different places, so you want community. So pickleball became that dating sport or like a friend making sport.
Okay, so you gave us a cool story of how you saw the parking lot and chalk and stuff like that. That's how you got inspired to start this business. Do you have any other cool stories like that? Have any other celebrities or something come and played at your course, or you've played with someone, or someone's reached out to you besides Shark Tank?
Yeah, I think we had Samantha Prabhu, who I think she was there recently. I don't.
South Indian actress. I think.
I was just gonna say, for those who don't know, please tell us.
Yeah, I actually didn't know, but like I've been told, she's a very famous. And a lot of celebrities are like investors in either teams or leagues now. So. Of course, like you got ISL and lot of different leagues. So pickleball is they have a couple of leagues now in India, and people are celebrities are investors in there. Cool story. I think we are very community based, right? So we try to be where the people are. And our celebrities are the people who come and hang out with us and play with us every time. So
Man of the people.
Yeah, diplomat at its finest, businessman at its finest. What did Jordan say? What did Michael Jordan say? Red and blue states. I want both of them to buy it.
I want all states. Yeah. I want all the members.
The Michael Jordan of pickle business.
Yeah. Everyone is a celebrity.
I wish. I need 6 strings. I need 6 G's or M's, I guess, before I even get there. But yeah, I think it's just a lot of just local people, and that's where I think the celebrity culture, and I see tournaments in India where the celebrity comes and plays for a little bit. I think they do it for themselves, right? So like again, just going back to pickleball is about you, and people value what they feel over what other people feel. So I think the celebrities are getting into it. They play. I see them playing paddle and even pickleball too now. So,
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't. I think it's much more beyond celebrities.
I know you stress more and more on community building and how pickle has a role to play in that. Is that why you chose the name Goodland, and is that what you're trying to emphasize on?
Yeah. So just a little bit of background on myself. Like I lived in, originally from Bombay. I went to the States, worked in real estate development, and like an engineer, right? So like I always had like the engineer mindset and never learned marketing. So my first foray into my startup before Goodland was all these consumer brands, right? Which was stuff that you see in Nature's Basket, right? You take the chakli and put in like a nice branding so you can sell it for 300 instead of 50.
Like Trader Joe's.
Yeah, exactly. So we were like, we don't want to be another pickle this, right? We don't want to be pickle this, pickle that. We wanted to have a clear brand identity. So even when we started our first location in Brooklyn, it was a parking lot, but a private parking lot, but we painted the walls bright yellow. We focused on making sure our logo stood out because we wanted to make it very gender balanced, right? So most sports just like male dominated and bro dominated sports. So we kind of wanted to break that cliche.
As they should be. But
Yeah. Ooh. Hot take, let's just say that. But yeah, we wanted to make it very gender balanced, very inviting for everyone. And so that's why Goodland was just a very easy name to say, stands out. So whenever people when we open, now we're in Bombay, whenever people come in the chats are like, where are we going? They say Goodland. They don't say we're going to.
oh, sick.
Gym.
That's like the Xerox and UFC monopolizing.
Exactly.
MMA and
Yeah.
So other clubs or other facilitators, they're like, oh, I'm going to so and so gymkhana, or I'm going to so and so club, and they have a space inside. With us, we go to Goodland. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. Smart.
amazing.
Just like I go to casuals to get my messaging out.
Exactly. He copied us.
There
Start
you go.
from the parking lot, and now you're here at the Casuals Penthouse Studio.
Yeah.
$25 million.
Yeah. Made up to South Bombay, right? Moving up in life.
I was going to ask you, at your facilities in India, do you have a lot of coaches and coaching that coach a lot of kids? Are we going to see like an Indian pickleball champion?
So we have coaches, to answer your first question. Like we are getting coaching, but we're doing coaching in the right way. So I've seen what's happening right now when like the whole pickleball craze that has picked up. There's just tennis coaches teaching tennis on a pickleball court. So that's
Right.
like the scam thing that happens.
Similar for paddle as well.
Yeah.
अभी ये चल रहा है, ये सिखा देंगे.
Yeah, so
Right.
so I mean, I live there. I actually watch pickleball, and I'm connected with a lot of the top pro players there. And our coach in the US is like one of the top. This number one in New York City. So we know what real pickleball is. So we're trying to bring that. So all of our coaches like get trained by us, like how it should be, and because I'm seeing actually a lot of people who are playing at different locations coming up with like different rules, their own take on it, like a khichdi pickleball sort of khichdi and pickle combined. So we're trying to. It's gonna take a while, right? Like one of the sharks said on the show, that you have to Indianize it. So we're trying to find the right balance of making it pure pickleball, but also teaching people, like making sure it's like Indianized version.
How do you Indianize pickleball?
I think like they're just like names, right? Like whenever a side chain happens, they call it serving. It's called side out. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, like whenever serve say it's called side out, they call it serve here. I think so. Yeah. So in India, a lot of people play with their groups. So in the US, we have this open play concept, right? So if you don't know pickleball, you can jump in, and you have say 6 slots at 7 o'clock beginner level. So you just pick a slot and you play with random people. Here, everyone wants to just play with their group. So part of what we're trying to teach is like, hey, we want to create like social programming, right? Hey, come play pickleball with strangers and like go for a coffee nearby or something like that.
So more of a pickup style.
Yeah,
Like
pickup style. Like,
one person and random.
Yeah.
Got it.
So you have your crew, but like maybe you make new friends. Let's see if it works in India. Maybe.
Yeah, that'll be cool to see. I think I'm seeing more of those concepts happen in Mumbai, of people going for these fitness activities, run clubs, meeting and catching up with random people, becoming dating hotspots. So hopefully that translates into pickleball as well, and people start adopting a more open attitude towards physical activity.
Yeah, and just like the other part of your question, has any Indian player made it? So there's a guy called, shout out Arman Bhatia. He came to the US. So he plays most of the time in India. He showed up and he won like one of the top professional events. He beat a guy who's not been beaten for a year. Again, this is like in the pickleball's universe, but like he played in Cincinnati, one event. He went to the finals, so that was big. He went to Vietnam, he won there, and he came back to New York City and he beat this he won the gold there.
Damn, Arman Bhatia, a goat.
Yeah. What can we do to put it out more and more as it should be outside the pickle universe into the actual universe?
Yeah, cut this clip and just like tag him, and because I think a lot of people need. So it's like when was the last time a men's like Neeraj Chopra, like a men's like
He won a
Indian-
silver. He didn't win a gold. We don't
Oh, no, he won
associate
Tokyo.
with
What are
that shit. No, at the Olympics he won a silver, right?
But
you-
before
Not
that,
Tokyo. He won.
yeah.
Yeah, Tokyo, of course, but
But the casuals weren't around for Tokyo.
the most important
Oh, shit.
competition is the next competition.
Yeah.
Hot take number 2 is Neeraj Chopra is not that good. Well, that's the thing. When's the last time a Indian male in like a singles competition won on a international stage?
Chess Gukesh, you know.
GK. She didn't win. Okay,
No, he
so
was fourth or third or
yeah,
something.
let's clarify.
But he got the viral moment from
He got
Magnus.
the yes.
which
He
is more
frustrated
important.
Magnus to no ends. But it was a long tournament, and Magnus actually won the tournament. Magnus just lost that particular match, which actually Magnus was going to win, but
He made a mistake.
Gukesh just like kept on defending, and Magnus made a mistake and was frustrated and
his
lost.
reaction was basically like, "How the fuck did I win?"
Yes.
Shit, I got lucky.
And yeah, he was right to be pissed. I mean, I'm on Magnus's side. We don't need to get into this conversation, but yeah, I can't really remember the last time an Indian.
Yeah, like
male-
when is like I know now they're doing OCI and getting the.
I hope they do that.
Yeah,
I think that's the right way forward for. I think you're referencing Indian football,
yeah,
right?
So yeah, football. Yeah.
So they just released this. I think they're talking about it. I don't
Yeah.
think it's put into action, but they're talking about letting foreign nationals who are of Indian descent to come and play for India.
Oh, like okay, got it. Sure.
Yeah, so if you look at the Middle Eastern teams, it's like full of like people that are, from different countries. Let's just say that.
Yeah, like how Declan Rice played for Ireland or is Irish, and now he can play for England.
Yeah.
By claiming like dual citizenship or whatever it is. Same way that's going to happen for India, because I think they've tried everything and nothing is working, because we still languish around the 100th ranking in the FIFA ranking. So hopefully this helps us.
Well, who's that guy? Chaudhary.
Sunil Chetri?
No, Chaudhary.
Hamza Chaudhary.
Hamraj Chaudhary. I think
The-
he's going to play for Bangladesh.
Oh.
Yes, a Leicester City midfielder
Yeah.
who's now going to play for Bangladesh.
Afro man.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, I think we do have. I think that's one of the sports where we can be making a mark on the global stage.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Starting with Mr. Bhatia. We'll proceed.
We need more Bhatiyas.
Yeah. Okay, we'll move on to Shark Tank. Just how different is Shark Tank than what we see on TV? So your clip that we saw on YouTube was about 19 to 20 minutes. How long was that pitch actually?
So like, do we have time to go through the whole story? Or
Sure, yeah. How did
story?
you, let's take a step back. How did you get on Shark Tank?
So here's like the Goodland story, right? Like we started last January, 2024. No one knew about pickleball. Like this time 2 years ago, I came with like paddles from Amazon from the US, and we couldn't find anything. So that was like the aha moment, right? Let's do pickleball. And the way we started this was last January. We found this. We got this project contract to redo pickleball in this gymkhana in Kandivli, right, of all places.
The fuck is Gandhavli?
Yeah, exactly. Hot take number 3.
Keep a counter, I guess, for today.
Exactly. So we made it like bright.
Started from Kandivali, now he's here.
Kandivli to Infancy Road, right? I'm moving up in life. So we started there, and we made these bright blue, green color coats. We had like the surrounding was French open clay, and then we had like the trees. So people were like, and we did drone shots. So I kind of made it like very lifestyle. I had like all these models that we did like a whole lifestyle shoot with, and everyone was staring at us. So it was like that a weird moment. So. And then when I put it out there, people were like, "Where is this? This LA? Is this like Madrid or something like that?"
LA, Madrid, Gandhavli.
Exactly. So we put Kandivali West on the map, but yeah. So we did lifestyle, like very colorful paddles. Again, just like we wanted to make it like very gender friendly, gender neutral, gender friendly. And then of all places, we had one store in Bandra where we put the paddles out, in the Republic of Bandra, let's just say that. And one of the producers saw the paddle. So it was very at that time this time last year, he was like, oh, like this is a colorful paddle, like everything is like black, gray, very solid, like masculine. And so he was kind of like, okay, let's just reach out. So they messaged us on LinkedIn. And I was like, let me see. This looked very shady. At that time, I had no idea about like what Shark Tank application or anything was that. So they said applied. They asked us to apply. We applied, and then we went to an audition round. So it's like a very long process, right? That 20 minutes. So last August we did an audition. We got through that, and then this is basically 8 months into our our India business and 2 months into the India business, right? So we're like still figuring out our shit and everything. So we got selected, and then October was the shoot, and it's like a whole 3 day long process, right? So they call you to Film City, and you have to rehearse. So the first three.
It didn't look like you rehearsed stuff.
Yeah,
At some parts.
At
some parts.
I was like, yeah, we'll get into that. First 3 minutes are kind of rehearsed and like scripted, right? So that's the whole thing, but it's like based on your business because it needs to be like a pitch, like it's a show at the end of the day. And the only time you see the set is like maybe a day before they do a walkthrough. And Shark Tank US, like we've all seen, it doesn't look, I mean, Shark Tank India is enormous. It's like, I think, like 4-story, 40, 50 feet high ceilings. It's grand. So and Shark Tank US, when I look back on it, just like some like small little set or something compared to that. And so it's like, I've never been on television. So it's kind of like, I've pitched and I've been made YouTube videos and stuff like that, but this is like next level stuff. So so fast forward 3 days of rehearsals. They grill you. The production team is like great, right? So that's what no one knows. Like I'm still in touch with the production team. They come and play pickleball. So shout out Mahika. She brought a lot of friends.
Shout out Mahika.
Yeah, she brought a lot of friends on the first day, and we went in. And the door opens, and that's the first time you see all the sharks.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't meet them. There's like no face-to-face, no meet and greet. And it's live, right? Like there's no second takes or there was no cuts.
Damn, I thought there were multiple cuts. That was one of my questions. Like, how many times did they make you go through it while recording?
No, it's one cut, 1.5. Ours went on for longer, which I don't know. It's a good thing or a bad thing the way you look at it. But yeah, went for 90 minutes.
90 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty long grilling process. So we'll I will talk more about it. But after I got done and we got the deal and walked out, like my brain could not like function, right? Like I'm like mid to late 30s, so I'm not in my 20s, and American food gets to you and like fucks up with your brain. So like,
are you dealing with this disease called chronic fatigue?
Yeah,
Our producers dealing with the same disease.
Exactly. I'm dealing with life. So actually, like my brain could not function. But so it's coming back to it's 19-minute long, one take. That's it. And you don't see them again.
Damn. But kudos to you. I saw the entire episode, and you entered the room, and then you go on your long pitch, non-stop just talking, and then you just lay it off. I mean, you end the pitch with hitting the ball straight into Anupam's hand. And that was executed to perfection. So kudos to you, actually.
Yeah, well played.
Thank you.
Like, I was like, if I was in that position, I'd probably just smack it on one of their faces or completely miss the ball.
Well, I play like at an high intermediate, advanced level. The people in my club like love to shit on me. So like my rating is low, but like I play higher than what my level is. So I kind of like felt confident about.
You're a pickleball catfish.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, exactly. Because there's a lot of these now pickleball entrepreneurs who showed up on the scene who have no clue about pickleball. They're just kind of doing different versions of Goodland and just kind of. I'm asking, do you play pickleball? Yeah, no, I don't. So that's where you got to lead from the top.
Oh.
And shout out to your cousin as well, who let your team win so that you got an investor.
Yeah. Well, actually, that worked out that well.
Yeah, he had the biggest impact in that entire pitch. He spoke
He
one
let Aman
sentence.
go.
He let Aman win, who eventually ended up investing in your company. So shout out to your cousin. I think his name is
Yogesh. So
Yogesh.
yeah,
So shout out to you. Biggest impact player.
Well played.
Yeah.
yeah. He let the ball go.
You
with,
got to give him more than 17%, man. Yogesh. We're on your side.
He's a great guy, but it's kind of like I needed like a support system here, so you start off with like someone you know. So, but yeah, like it was all planned. I wanted to deal with Aman. He's my guy. So no, actually, Aman spoke the least of. So they didn't show it on the show, right? Like they showed everyone speaking in the same amount. So we were surprised. Like we went through the whole 90-minute process. I was like, reject. I'm like, fuck.
So I was going to say that when they rejected you, they were giving a reason and stuff, and you were like, thank you. Okay. I would be like, nah, bro, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, bro, I gave all the way from
Yeah, exactly.
nose.
And you're saying thank you so nicely. Is that what it's supposed to do? Did they tell you to do that?
So I did, so the thing that they grilled us on was like, are you investing in India? Are you investing in the US? I'm like, all the companies that I saw on the previous season was so desperate to go to the US. So we were like trying to figure out what would be the questions. Like profitability is there. We got traction. We got India US going on. It's great because India story is getting out there. So we were like, we're going to be the poster boys of this India US. And they like this just like kept on slamming me. And then at some point they didn't show this. I said, this is up for the lawyers to figure out the structure. We're like literally 9 months in. We'll figure this out. And Aman was the only guy who was like, yeah, this is something for the lawyers. Because he was kind of at the like he didn't say, again, this was cut from the thing. He told us like, we were in 2016 when boat was big and wearables was getting big. He's
So
like,
Aman Gupta is one of the sharks. He owns, and he's the founder of Boat.
yeah, boat, which is right now the second biggest wearable company in the world.
Yes.
Shout out Aman Gupta.
He knows all about the headphones and speakers.
It's not 90,000 rupees, but that's a 350. Yeah, I don't know anything about wearables. But like he was saying, yeah, like I started like you guys, we were figuring it out. They were like, you are doing this, you're doing that. Yeah, bro, like wherever the money is, we're going to try to find product market fit there. So, but yeah, it was like a lot of like reject. We were hoping for another shark. I can't name it, but like
Say na.
Say yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
Who
where
watches this show?
Exactly. We'll cut it out. We'll cut it out.
yeah, but he didn't come, so I was kind of disappointed. So I kind of gave in at that point. I was like, okay,
Was it the Oyo founder?
Yeah.
No.
Because he started like a chain in the US, so I was kind of like he'll be a strategic guy.
Right.
He gets the whole India US thing, and like look, all the sharks were great. Like even Namita, like she said, you have to know the Indian audience, and like I'm from here, but like when you live abroad, like you don't know what's changed. So like right now when we are doing our India business, we're like, yeah, listen to the customer and just do exactly what they do. There's a reason why McDonald's is just like the menu is so different, or any fast food chain.
You got to localize it.
Exactly, 100%, right? So
Put the Indian masala
yeah.
in your product. Whatever it is, I guess.
Well, the Indian masala is flying to the US, right? Everyone's turmeric or turmeric, like they say.
And ghee, bro.
Ghee.
Yeah, ghee is killing it in America.
Ashwagandha, bro. Ashwagandha is like ashwagandha.
Yeah, I guess all you needed to say that it gives you rock hard boners and everyone would be on board with it. I think Indians are just late to it. But
we need to like package that shit and sell
Exactly.
it for $50. Not like some yoga chick called Jackie from LA.
But no, what happens is that Indians are either actually too on the nose with the marketing or not on the nose enough, where Ashwagandha was like, okay, you should have it, it'll help you with your entire life. Yeah. No, just tell me what it'll actually help me with, which is rock hard bonus, and then I'd buy it, But whatever, let's move on. That's a problem for 20 years down the line.
It's called product segmentation. Your target market.
Thank you. I'm stupid, so I didn't really know the words for it. But you got a deal with Aman. Congratulations.
Thank you.
First of all, I didn't think we spoke about that when we introduced it, but yeah, he gave you two conditions, right? One was 6 months in India, and the other one was world class club in the next 2 months from when you went on the show. How is he monitoring your travel logs?
Yeah, so that's the other part, right? Like after Shark Tank, so we go through a due diligence process, and the whole thing it takes a long time because you can't just like give people money, right? Like the whole thing, yeah, it's basically a handshake deal, and but in India you have to show a check. In US they do the handshake, and then after that they go through due diligence. And I think when the show aired, Aman called and he's like, yeah, you don't have to do the 6 month thing. And
Oh, nice.
Hey, sweetie.
Sweet guy.
yeah, so at that time, because I was like hogging all the airspace, so he's kind of like, he didn't know Yogesh, so it's kind of like, you have to be here to run the show. And actually, like a lot of the things that they didn't show, I created a business, right? Part of like living in the US for a long time, you get jaded with like the grass is greener. Everyone wants to go there. People from there want to come here. So it's kind of like I was 15 years, so I wanted to have a dual life, and there's no job that would give you that, right? So I kind of this business kind of fell into my lifestyle, right? So I can go in, come here, and what we make from one club in US is equivalent to like 15 locations here. So it's not about the money. It's actually more about like, hey, I can spend time with my parents and reconnect with friends and everything. So.
Sick, man. That's awesome.
And how has Aman helped your business grow with his investment, with his inputs, and all the knowledge he has from his businesses?
I think just being on Shark Tank first, and then second, being associated with him, we get so much inbound. He doesn't have to like plug. He is a busy guy. He flies around with the Prime Minister to France, and he's like, he's a very important guy right now. So you have to come to his level for him to give you time of the day. Nothing wrong with that, right? Like that just shows that that just like extra motivation for us. But just being associated with them, it's been 4 months since the show got aired. We get 5 to 10 calls a day for franchisees from like places. I'm learning about Indian geography right now. Like places like Muzaffarnagar.
So are we about Kandivali.
Yeah, you're learning about Mumbai, exactly. So yeah, I'm finding we get calls from tier 2, tier 3 cities, and we're like, okay, franchises are going to work there. In all tier 1, like everyone's a king, and they don't need they want to grow their brand, which is fine, right? If you guys want to suit up, but tier 2, tier 3, we've opened up in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. We're opening in Karnal, Haryana. So all these places you wouldn't think pickleball. You'll think pickleball is like a Bangalore, Bombay elitist thing. No, it's gonna spread across the country at like a great space.
So I think Arjun was our old guest, the venture capitalist Arjun Vaidya, and he was saying that how paddle is more of a tier 1 sport and pickle is tier 1 plus all of these, which is why it's better to invest in pickle in India at the moment.
Yeah, I think somebody you were talking about like, okay, things from COVID came and went. With pickleball, just being there, we know that it's been there for 10 years, and we've seen how clubs grow and fallen. So India's in that growth stage right now. So we know how clubs are going to fall, right? If you don't give proper spacing, if the courts are not professional grade, if you just skimp on like quality, if you are even small things like, so we don't have like a guy or a clerk just to take registration. He's a guy with a production background or like a movie a set design background. So he's like a creative guy. So he's like greeting people. Customer service is great. So that's where we think that should go to every sport. Like the person who greets you should have a smile on his face. And I think we want to we lead a lot of the things that's happening with pickleball. So when we see lifestyle images right now, or we see people getting into pickleball, they're copying what we did like a year and a half ago. So they're on their iPhone 13 while we're designing iPhone 17. So we know tier 2, tier 3 is going to be massive. And actually, some of the top players in India are from Jharkhand and Jalgaon. So you would be surprised.
What is that?
Not surprised at all, actually,
What
because
is
Dhoni
that?
is from Jharkhand.
Jharkhand, I know, but
Ranchi, yeah.
Jalgaon
So-
and all is what?
Yeah, bro, you're gonna like there's gonna be like some political parties outside.
No, I wish they comment.
That'd be great.
Exactly, right? Yeah, you're gonna see your like all your equipment fly.
You just spoke
I
about
should not be saying.
If we want that to happen, we'll put a big H over your head.
Where is Jalgaon?
you just spoke about the lifestyle bit. What exactly? What kind of lifestyle are you hoping to sell with Goodland?
Yeah, so part of what we're doing is franchising, right? So every space should look the same. So we should have a strong brand and identity, which we have. Like everyone goes on the website, they know, they see the colors. We have these bright yellow walls. Our names, our logo stands out. We don't call it pickleball this, pickleball that. But our codes are, I'm a civil engineer, so that's my background. So that's like our secret sauce, right? We design these coats, which like even if it rains, you can play on it. It dries
Oh.
up really quickly. So what people are doing is, so like that New York story, right? People just draw chalks. In India, and even in New York, right? There's like some scam clubs, which are charging $100 an hour, and they just painted the floor. So
And they're not started by Indians?
no, exactly, right? They started by
Started by, say?
you know the majority of people out there, and so the chalk and stuff, right? I grew up in the 90s. We would find a gully and we would bring our stump, and that would be a pitch. Now no one in India plays cricket in the gully. It's like a turf with like great like high quality astroturf and stuff like that. So
Okay quality.
yeah, but like
Better than
But much
potholes
better
and
than- yeah,
concrete.
exactly.
better than
exactly.
potholes and
Much
concrete.
better,
So
but
we've upgraded, right? Whereas New York is like in US, not not a knock on them, but like they're kind of behind on a lot of these things.
Shithole country.
Yeah, exactly. So so Indian excellence is coming to the forefront now. So my engineering background, so we do these very high quality coats, like true bounce. You won't slip. It dries really quickly. So and then just like lounge spaces. We're partnering up with like some restaurants and like some brands to like do giveaways and like free sampling. So a lot of the consumer brands are reaching out, like very national brands who want to get into the pickleball scene. We've done like events with Liquid IV. We've done events with Deloitte. So it's like a pretty
Sick.
corporate in the US, which is it's a pretty big. Everyone gets engagement from it.
And you said that these kind of things that you sell, lifestyle and the lounge space, sets you apart from Raju on Shark Tank. Who is Raju and how's Raju doing now?
Well,
have you crushed him?
Well,
Poor Raju, dude.
well, there are like so. Here's the thing, right? We're Goodland. We have the superiority complex. We want to do this across the world. So there's going to be local Rajus who we'll be competing with, and their whole life is making sure they like extract every rupee and cut corners everywhere, right? And some of these guys had reached out to us. And there's no collaboration in India, right? Like everyone
This
wants
is a
to,
great collaboration.
this is an awesome collaboration. But in
No, you paid us a lot of rupees today.
yeah. Where's my wallet? I'm gonna give it my US card, so I'm gonna charge back. So a lot of these guys reached out to us. They listened to us. There were all these guys who would do basketball turfs or cricket turfs, and they're like, our whole business is badminton, and now they're like they spend all their time on pickleball, right? And they're just like these guys who are jumping from this sport to that sport, whereas and just selling it by the hour. But we want we want people to get better. We only focus on one sport. Everyone's like, "Are you going to do paddle?" Yeah, we built some paddle courts, and we're pretty bad at it. So that's why we
Raju'd it.
Yeah, we were Raju with Raju paddle. But so Raju is just like like local players that we're going to compete against, and we know how clubs fail. and at some point Raju Pickleball will fall into our laps, and we'll redo them, and it'll be Goodland Pickleball.
You know what will be very funny? If we start a pickleball company called Raju Pickleball.
Actually, I've trademarked that, so no one can even mess around with that.
And now you've told us the secret sauce, so we'll work on that.
Good luck.
No, but it's good that you actually take care of every step for the pickleball experience, not just a game or an hour or 2 hour slots.
I mean, it shows in your merch. Like,
Yeah,
we
it's
complimented
quality.
your quarter.
Yeah.
It's not like we're saying that we want one of those or we'd like to have one of those. That's not what we're saying.
Yeah.
It's just a good, it's a good quarter set.
I have your address. Let's say something by the way.
Speaking of merch, casual jersey is still available.
Actually, I love your jerseys.
Arisha
That's
told
the-
me I would have got you.
We have one.
We do have one.
We have
actually.
one.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, I like the jerseys. They stand out, and I'll rep it in Brooklyn.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be your franchisee in
Grassroots level in Brooklyn.
exactly in Williamsburg.
So you said you want to expand all around the world, right? How is that going? How's the business going? Of course, Brooklyn is where you started, Kandivali, and now more of Bombay, right? It's what you want to do. How is that going with the expansion in Bombay?
I need a franchisee in Nepean Sea Road. So again, like I said, the shark doesn't have to do too much, or so even today, we just have to work on the algorithm, so everyone's watching the YouTube. So the thing with
Algorithm
YouTube,
makes no sense, man.
yeah, you guys need to amp up that YouTube, pump some there. But that algorithm works in mysterious ways, and people are still watching the show right now, and so we've got calls from Sydney. So that's the thing. Indians are everywhere, and our investors, and even in the US, have been Indian Americans. So we are leaning into the diaspora. Part of Indian male in their 30s, 40s are falling off. So there's this I'm going to plug something else called Masala Study, which is looking at why Indian males are stressed. We shout a lot. We're angry, and we don't.
Chronic
eat right.
fatigue we have.
Probably life. So part of pickleball is to spread awareness about hey, go out and play. Don't stress about RCB or MI or Manchester United. Stress out about you getting gold. We want to reach out to the Indian diaspora all across the world. They've reached people. We've got calls from Melbourne. We've got calls from Bangkok, Abu Dhabi, UK, Canada. So. And many cities in the US. So we're working through a lot of these deals right now. It just takes a lot of time. So that's where Shark Tank's been a great plug for us.
Well, that's amazing that you're getting calls from everywhere. And shout out to all the Indians around the world supporting each other and helping our own.
Yeah, I mean, we are, our community wants to put the leg out instead of the hand out. So maybe this is the pickleball is the change that we would, would help long term. That was my hot take.
And we're just glad we can be a part of this journey that you are on, and you're very successful in India and abroad.
And you're playing part in something that is like a health revolution in India, right?
Mm-hmm.
That people are trying to work out, they're trying to go for runs, they're trying to eat cleaner and better, more protein, which never existed in the Indian diet. A lot of these things, a generation as much as our parents weren't taking care of it so well as we are trying to change. So.
Yeah, I mean that's the running joke, but all these uncles are are proud of their gold medals or their bronze medals, which is I know you guys don't want number 2 or number 3, but hey, like I said, it's just refreshing to see that, right? That not just pickleball, right? Paddle or gyms are full all the time. Eating healthy, more protein in the diet. So I think that's just Indian excellence coming to the forefront.
Awesome, man. Tana, you have anything else?
No, I think we should ask the question.
Okay.
The United one. We have time.
Okay, go for it.
So you are a big Man United fan. We'll switch from pickleball a little bit. We have to ask our guests some other sports questions as well.
Yes, this part, I was dreading it.
One player that United must sign this off-season, this transfer window.
So again, I'm gonna go long-winded. You can cut this out. So you go through the stages of depression, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm now in a I'm in a good space now. In the sense, the acceptance. I'm at the acceptance stage that they're not going to beat Brighton Hove Albion. They're not going to beat Bournemouth, right? Like that's just like so like
It's the new norm, I
it's
guess.
like late 90s. There was one team that they would show, that was Manchester United. I played FIFA 99. Shout out FIFA 99. And I know that's how I got into Manchester United. I've been to a couple of games at Old Trafford. Some of the best experiences.
That was before the leakage and all.
Yeah, before the leakage. I was up in the nosebleed, so there was no leakage. Sign of times, right? And so there's eras, right? Like if you want to go into eras post Fergie, David Moyes, like horrible. There's that infamous Fulham game, right? If like OG Man United fans will know, like 60 or 100 crosses, that's it. That was David Moyes' ball or something. So glad that ended. Louis van Gaal started off good and just like it just was so boring. That wasn't like just like the sideway passes. And I'm just like in the 2000s you would just know, yeah, there's a goal coming. You're just like the boring phase started. Jose Mourinho gave us hope, right? Like he built a strong team, but there were some players, like he said, were the virus, right? Rightfully, which like the culture shifted, right? So that was like that's when it went bad. Solskjaer, good, but it couldn't go to the next level. And I think that's when we Man United fans still cared, right? Like there's hope.
Solskjaer was hope.
Yeah, Solskjaer was hope, and then Eric Ten Hag was like their death, right? Like that's when, like, again, solid teams, but just like where's the goals? 40 goals, 50 goals in a season, 1.52 xG or whatever the cool kids call it these days. It was just like that's when and Ruben Amrin just like I don't know, I don't care anymore. Like he's a great guy, probably will do well, could have done it well at Manchester City, but I have no hope. I think that's not a negative thing to say, but it's like.
It's not a negative.
I don't know what one player is
But
going to do.
you're over it now. You're not feeling upset anymore.
Yeah, no,
I was like, okay, fine. I'll
You're a
just
point
not
of
watch it.
indifference.
Yeah, indifference,
Yeah,
which is
but-
honestly the worst thing.
Yeah, but because it's like
But I feel you as a United fan.
but it's kind of like we every season it's like, oh, that one player is gonna like that. The hope is what kills you, right? Like the hope that okay,
United fans are starting to sound like Arsenal fans now.
well, I rather be like I can't.
No,
say it.
no,
Sorry,
say
sorry.
it.
Don't
You'd
say it.
you'd prove my
Don't
point.
say it.
You'd
Don't
prove my
say it.
point because that's what we argue about all the
Don't
time, and
say
you
it.
prove my point.
No, never Arsenal. I'd rather be like Chelsea, right? Like, okay, have a quick turnaround the American way, right? Like, go to the bottom and come out. But I don't think like the ownership is going to do it. They can't rip the band-aid, or they can't like get these players off the books. That's the problem. Who's gonna like pay £250,000 to Rashford? Garnacho is gonna still be there. He's gonna be a whining little, bitch.
Yeah. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah,
Avish.
so it's kind of so it's like I don't. Gyökeres just rejected us. Now there's some 100 million guy from Eintracht Frankfurt just showed up on this
Yeah,
scene.
I've been seeing him all over my Twitter page. He's like 6'6".
Yeah.
He's like, no 6'6" footballer should be moving like this.
Peter
He's
Crouch.
the next big thing. Exactly. They're trying to package him in the best way possible. American marketing, product segmentation.
Yeah, products. But they segmented him like he did like the Lukaku, he can't hold the ball. They did a little clip on that too. So it's like which player is there's no player who's gonna change anything. I don't know. Sorry, this is the sad Manchester United.
So
club.
your question started with which one signing, and he is like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't
basically.
care.
Yeah.
No, it's a beautiful reel right
Yeah.
there. United's future after Alex Ferguson. Cool. I think that's about it. Anything else you'd like to share with our audience about Goodland Pickle or
Yeah,
whatever you're doing?
when can we see Goodland in this side of town?
Yeah, on actual South Bombay,
Yeah.
which we actually get over.
If we want to be in actual Bombay, if we have space or rooftop, let us know. We'll come and build it up. We have a pretty awesome app which is meant for pickleball. We have great collaborations. We have the top players from the across the world that we can bring tournaments, international level tournaments to India. So yeah, feel free to reach out and love what you guys are doing, spreading the word about sports and then getting people to play sports too. So great initiative, guys, and thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Thank you for
Cool,
coming on.
thank you so
and
much.
for the kind words. All right, guys, that was it. Thank you. Like and subscribe. See you on the next one.